feel that's what I call a woman, to be fair. I'm not gonna lie to you.
That's what you call a woman?
Yeah, well, women do all the time.
So has it happened to you?
Huh?
Has it happened to you?
Who knows, man? Who knows? I feel like it's more of a women. When you go on a first date, okay, between heterosexual couples anyway, between going to a date, who pays for the date first, a man or a woman?
Traditionally, I guess they say men.
Men.
But
you're not even traditionally as well. It's still
that's
common,
not
it's still common
necessarily
practice.
a free date, because a lot of the time men might expect something afterwards. So is that free?
Yeah.
Not all the time though. I wouldn't say not all the time.
I didn't say all
Probably
the
just
time.
get to know someone, just talk, chill on the next date. But most of the time, it's women that get the free food. And I know a lot of women that do these things just for free food, just to get a free date.
So why did you say that's what you call a woman? You should have said that was some of the gender.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. Because I don't like sweeping generalizations.
Oh, okay. Well, what do you think then?
I feel like, yeah, it does happen on a first date. I personally...
Second date, third date.
I think it depends.
Sometimes they'll put a name as well, and they just change it to like free lunch or free Chinese.
I tend to let a guy pay for me on a first date. I do this thing where I like bring my purse out and I'm like,
I'll pay for it, but really I'm not paying for it.
I'll get my, do you want me to, oh, okay.
So what if he says
I do it all the time. I do it all the time.
Yeah, but what if he says no?
What, like I won't pay?
Yeah.
Then I'll always make sure I've got the means, do you know what I mean?
I mean, it's nice to be like romance sometimes. I mean, it's a bit difficult in like gay relationships because it's two men or two women. But I think, so I'm quite a feminine bloke, so I kind of take the portrayal of being the woman.
Yeah.
And kind of, I don't expect a bloke to pay for me for dinner. That's not the case at all.
Yeah.
But I think it's nice to have the offer put out there.
Absolutely.
So you actually, you know what, I'll get this one this time. Next time we're going to have one.
Yeah.
You can get it sort of
Or if
thing.
you're doing two things, like one time I went on a date, the guy paid for the cinema, and then we went to Pizza Express and I paid for that.
I think nowadays though, it's so like hyped to bring like equality and everything. Like women's got to do this, man's got to do that. And it's like chivalry, like.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. Like I like a door being held open for me. I like a car door being open for me. So
car doors.
Please pay
a car door.
Yeah,
oh, not TFL, isn't it? All right.
Well, you could let me get on the train first. Could also do that.
Yeah, use the human shit.
I suppose. It depends how busy it is.
But some women don't want to pay for anything, even on the first, second, or third date.
I have to agree with that.
It doesn't matter if it's a first, second, or third date. They still want to get paid first.
I have a different angle to put on this actually, because I actually hate letting men pay for me. Okay. I don't trust men who pay for me. Straight up, I don't. Because every time a man has paid for my meal, he's sitting there wanting something.
Yeah, you do kind of feel obliged to
I feel like you have to gauge it, because one time some guy was like talking to me about how, you know, he's never going to fall in love and dating is just kind of like fun for him. And I was just like, all right, cool. Like, I did not expect you to propose to me today. But I was just like, when he went to the toilet, I was just like, waiter. And I paid for my half, because I was thinking, we're not doing fun. No, I'm glad you said some instead of all in the end, because I do agree. Some women do let everyone pay for everything.
If I wanted everything on my terms, I would have to pay for it. If you want everything on someone else's terms, you let them pay. That's fine.
If you're on a date and you can gauge that a male's not going to expect anything from you, and it's going well, and it's literally just for the sake of getting to know you, and he's insisting on paying, would you let him?
Yeah. My current relationship that I've been in, we're 8 months in now. So he'll pay for some of my meals, I'll pay for some of his meals. We'll pay ourselves most of the time. But in the instance of like new dating, and to be honest, I haven't dated around too much. But every time a man has offered to pay and is insistent on paying, can't trust him.
Yeah, when it's a bit insistent, it does get a bit scary, because it's like, why?
Why you like a story?
I insist on paying because I'm the man. I want to pay for the date. Why is that such a bad thing?
Because we always want someone else afterwards.
It's not
a bad thing, but at the same time, you've got to respect that if a woman's generally like, not even no tricks, no games, is saying, no, I'd really like to pay myself, then just let it be. Do you know what I mean? Like, if they honestly want to pay, then
I just feel like it's a bit, my ego wouldn't take it, man.
Really?
Yeah, is that a bad thing?
But your wallet
that's a sacrifice I wanted to take. I can't do it. My heart was saying, nah, I can't.
Okay, I
took you out on a date. Why am I letting you pay?
The alternative would be to buy her dessert afterwards. That's how you would make yourself feel better.
Or go for drinks after or something. Like.
Sorry, I'm so dirty-minded.
What?
She said the alternative would be to buy a dessert afterwards, and I said buy dessert or give dessert.
You. See, this is what you talk about when you have alternative motives. You may have some as well, man.
My name is Kalia and I'm the founder of Jammy, which is a discount card for black-owned businesses in the UK.
You cannot just be giving free haircuts to everybody and be making the business to collapse.
I think that it was they came from a good place, but I don't like the idea.
Why not?
It sounds strange to me.
I just feel like, why should there be a discount on my things? Like, I'm trying to do...
Just for, you know, your own...
Yeah, because obviously it's obviously already making the point that it's harder for black-owned businesses. So even more so, giving a discount...
Is it kind of...
defeats the object.
You kind of cheapen kind of things a little bit by thinking, well, you know, you get this, you can shop here. Whereas I say, like, I might not be able to because I haven't got a discount card.
I feel like even within the black race, I've even found myself sometimes being like, right, that's a black-owned business. They're charging a bit more because they're just starting out, and also, you know, all of these things are handmade or they've done this like organically, and I'll be like, I'm not paying that. I'm going to find that somewhere else cheaper. So then to put a discount on top of that, it's just kind of like.
But then you just said that you see this company, your black business, is charging premium rates, and you're going to go somewhere to find it cheaper.
No, I'm saying I have done that in the past, but I'm saying, like, on top of that, if you're going to put a discount, it's not helping the company when everyone already like goes elsewhere. It's
a step forward to get the people to actually look at it and say, okay, let's see what this is saying.
The thing I'm sort of tripping out on is, do black businesses have a harder time coming up? I'm not aware.
I believe 100% so.
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of the time, and I'm not going to say this about everyone, but a lot of the time, they're more worried about the money and the revenue rather than their business flourishing. So they might be quick to sell.
But what are like the issues surrounding black businesses? Why aren't they doing well?
Just like the stigma of it, just like, well, you know, it's a black-owned business. There might be some kind of scam, or you know, it might not be legit, stuff like that, because of the stereotypes that have black people around Britain and stuff like that.
And if it's just started out, you haven't got many reviews just yet, and it's hard to kind of feel like you're going to be a guinea pig in a company and, like, you know, rely on it to do well, and then it possibly might not. Okay. And then also, I think...
So does this extend to just black-owned businesses, or is it like other, like, coloured people? So like
I feel like other coloured people have their own, they get supported by their own people. We don't support...
their community is better.
We don't support each other as well as we're supposed to. That's why when it comes to black-owned businesses, we'd rather go to somewhere like a white-owned business or an Asian business, because they might seem more legit. But then my question
would be, would a card really help then in that instance?
That's what I was saying to begin with.
I feel it would for me.
Because if you don't support each other...
in the first place.
Would a card really help?
I feel like it would be a leap forward to at least say, okay, I can get somewhere cheaper. If I like it enough, I'll keep on continuing to buy from there, regardless of the discount or not. But at least just give me the step forward so I can just see what it's saying.
So I think the card will work for me because I buy a lot of wigs, like, all the time, and I do find, like, from like black-owned businesses, their wigs are better quality because they're for everyday use. It's like, well, like online, they're just like for like occasional kind of thing. So I think it would benefit me, but that's just me. I'm a very small margin of customers.
Even though the discount would then, you know, help people to want to pay more, I still think that if the discount is still more expensive than somewhere cheaper, people are not going to shop there.
To me, it sounds like you're putting a Band-Aid on a bullet hole, to be honest. I think you need to start like a grassroots movement of getting black people involved in other black people things and supporting.
Unfortunately, there's been years of us not helping one another. But like, not even just in businesses, even in music. If there's an artist out there that's up and coming, I'm telling you now, until they blow, no one's really caring for their come up. No one's really caring until afterwards.
Like black people from the Caribbean and black people from Africa, is it that kind of thing?
It's just black people. Like, unfortunately, we just don't have this sense of community, and we just don't like always try. I don't know what it is. I don't know where the attitude has come from.
Each other, that self-hate.
The attitude has come from, to begin with. I don't want to get like super deep, but the attitude to begin with has come from slavery, and we've now, like, we've brought that. Yeah, like, and we now we don't. I don't know. It's sad.
Do you see how, like, getting a card that, you know, allows you to discount from black stores may not be the solution to the problem of making them bigger?
Yeah, that's what I've said throughout this whole time.
The aim is not for it to get big. I think the aim is just to get a step forward, a leap forward somewhere. Yeah, to build awareness.
But I don't know if that would build awareness.
I don't think it would, because everyone's always complaining, oh, I'm not going to pay blah, blah, blah.
But there's discounts everywhere, though, so it just depends on the people that actually want to buy the stuff. Do we really want to come and support black business? I feel like I want to. I don't want to go to these JDs and Topshops or all these other... And the economy's tight, so...
Because, like...
if you give me a discount somewhere, like...
It's not, like, for me... But in your mind, it has to be there. Like vegans, they'll only go to vegan outlets. You know, Muslims only go to support Muslim businesses or boycott certain other things for whatever reason. Yeah. Not getting into it. But people, for example, when the baker thing came out, where those bakers wouldn't bake a cake, but homosexuals will not go to those bakeries, or people who support that cause won't go to those bakeries. It has to be more of a mental thing than just sort of incentivizing people to go. But I feel like that needs to be worked on first then. I study psychology, so there's certain communities, like even if someone is going up, there's a black person in that community who's like going to university and getting a good job, the whole community is kind of, or his peers would kind of be like, you're better than us sort of thing. And you're not part of this community, but you don't behave like us. That does happen, because I grew up in Essex, and coming back to London every now and again, I would always be told that I don't speak black or I don't sound black, and oh, stop using big words around us. And I was like, I'm just very articulate and I'm educated. Yeah, like some of my friends would be like, oh, you're dating this, you know, white guy who's got all these things, you're not even from the ghetto anymore. Is it that culture that's sort of driving this sort of stigma on success?
I feel like that, along with the media, that drives a lot of that connotations. Like they talk more about what's the bad sides of black culture, to the ghetto and the hood and the
But you have to admit there's a lot though.
There is a lot, but
I don't think there's
always two sides of everything.
We have it's a small minority of black people in Britain. So along with the small minority, there's going to be a higher crime rate because of how. But to be honest,
there's a huge spotlight on Bengali people now as well, because they've been going around raping girls and in gangs and stuff like that.
I've never heard it, man. I never heard that one.
It's been going around, but
is that in the Daily Mail?
It was.
It's in the Mirror, Sun.
Yeah, I don't feel like it's publicised.
It's never publicised like black. That's what like black people's things. It never gets publicised until something bad happens.
Well, but also I think it's like you take it up because you see it as your own culture. So when I read stuff like that, it's like that all these guys doing this, and then what's their motivation? What's, you know, where does it come from? Why are they behaving like that? When it's a minority and there's so many of them doing one thing, it shines a spotlight on it. And the media, you know, the media, they don't want to say anything good about anybody.
I think it's the same with the gay community though. Like we get so much for just being who you want to be, and I think it's the same with like black community. Like you don't see anything good. It's always something bad. Yeah. Always, oh, another gay person's been killed. This has happened, but you're not celebrating anything else.
Exactly, and I feel like that's why, to kind of bring this back into the subject, that's why it's so sad that people can't flourish in whatever they're trying to do, whether it's in a like kind of creative industry, whether it's a business, entrepreneurial, whatever. If they were able to have the opportunities to do better.
I'm minority in a minority. You know, I'm an ex-Muslim, been disowned from my family, just trying to move along. Like, I get it when somebody tries to, you know, basically strip away everything that you are and you proclaim that you are.
Don't get me wrong, like, I've tried so hard, like, especially like being a drag queen in the gay community, they want to shut you out because gay men don't want to date women, they want to date men, that's why they're gay. And I'm just like, but...
It's a different dynamic,
it's ridiculous. Like, a drag queen allows you to be gay. So why are you hating on me? Like, it's been 50 years of Stonewall this year. It's ridiculous. And I've worked like hard for the past like 5 years, going through a suicide, going through self-abuse, all these things I've gone through, and yet I'm still like pushed out. So that's why it is ridiculous. I think it's the same with the black community. But it's difficult,
and that's what I'm saying. Like, black communities, you just start supporting each other.
That's why it's important. If some things like this is coming up, we don't know if it's going to be good or not, but if it's there and something positive, just support it and let's see how far it goes. Absolutely.